My name is Siomara, and I'm a college student at Oxnard College. What I do during my free time is do theater, and I've been doing theater since middle school. And I first started as an assistant, and then later on in high school, I joined the drama department. I don't know, I like working, I like stage managing and doing sound. I've been doing that now that I'm in college. I rather do sound more than stage manage, because lately a lot of the shows that I've been stage managing, the cast is pretty big, so it's more the responsibility. I just get there 2 hours early before the whole cast, turn on lights, turn on sound, turn on everything that needs to be done before they get there. Check if props are in order, check if costumes are there, check if the dressing room is clean, nothing's left behind. Pretty interesting experience. So I really do like theater. The first play that I ever watched was Peter Rabbit. It was in third grade, and it was the first time I was going to a theater company. I don't remember where it was, but I think it was in LA. It was just a great play. I can't explain. I think it was just different than watching a movie for me. Um, as watching a movie, you could just watch it and pause it, but you cannot pause a theater play. You need to watch it through, get into the story. I like checking the set. I just like looking at the costumes and makeup, and then when I find out their actual age, sometimes I kind of trip out because there's people that 20-year-old people that play 13-year-old people, and I'm just like, why? Get a, but I guess it's just part of. You could play whatever age. You could be anybody. You could be any character. It's just different. I just believe it's just too different. With the play, it's usually based on a true story, a fantasy, and sometimes the audience connect with that character. They're like, "Oh, I lived through this. I have done that," and it's a great experience. The last play that I did was Esperanza Rising, and it was based on how this girl, her life just switched around, um, just in a second. And let's be honest, sometimes that happens in real life. That one day you're happy and the next day something bad happens, and there's not much to do. Is reality. And with the movie, we all know a lot of the movies are not reality. I have done acting, but it's not my thing. But I talk to the actors a lot, and what I learned about that, it's challenging to get into a person's feeling, try to get the idea how that happened to them, feel the emotion. It's just I can't really explain. It's like I advise people like go out there, check a play, and experience yourself. Interact with the actors, play the character, try to get myself in her shoes. And it's so hard, but I'm glad that I had a good cast members that will tell me that they were glad that I will act it instead of just saying lines, because then they will get the feeling of the character. Because sometimes it's really hard when some stage managers, I've met stage managers that just read lines, and it's so monotone that the cast member has a hard time being like, what should I respond, what emotion should I use. I always meet great people every time I stage manage, and it's like it's so hard to let go, because when it's the last day of the show, I just end up crying, because it's like, no, I'm not gonna see these people. Even thought they gave me a headache, and they annoy me, and I will be yelling their names. I'm just gonna miss them because I created a connection with them. We find out what we like. We will talk during break times, and it's just a great experience. But sound is to give the story more of a realistic vibe, like more of a background music. We will use like maybe there's a train in the background. We will add that train like it's passing by, or maybe there's crickets at the night. It's just to give for people to feel the story. I guess I can't really explain because I cannot consider myself director. Director has more of that vision. For me, it's more based on like, okay, we need this, we need that, we need to place this here. It's the stage manager usually goes through follows the vision of the director. Last production that I did was Esperanza Rising. It was a great, diverse age teachers, middle schoolers, elementary students, high schoolers, 3 college students. Working that play was a pretty interesting play. I had a great time working with the cast for Tacos de America. That's one of the companies I work with mostly. It's different because they actually work more on Spanish plays than English plays. And actually, Esperanza Rising was the first English play I have done with them, and they got a lot of good reviews. It actually came also in the newspaper. Now that I remembered, there's like I think 6 theaters here in Ventura County. There's the Rubicon. There's the Fleet Theater. There's Tatos de America. There's an Ojai Theater. I don't know what it's called, but I know it's there. There's the Simi Valley. They're all here in the community. They're all here in Ventura County. They're not maybe like in 20, 40 minutes away. There's one next to Oxnard College. One thing that I thought it was pretty interesting, Esperanza Rice tells the story of the Mexican culture, but if you guys seen that book, what is called Grapes and Wrath, it's actually based on the Okies, the Oklahoma people that actually were poor, but they still had a higher benefit than the Mexican culture. It's a good experience, and they're thinking maybe doing the Okie side of the story sometime next year. Yes, please go watch a play. I'm not joking. Like, go watch a play, go experience it. It's a great experience, but for me, I want a person to get in the shoes of the story plot, how things go, how things run. It's not something that happens the next day and the other. It's not it takes time. Every show is different. As a movie, it's the same thing in a watch, but as a play, it changes every time you watch it. It's a great experience. That's all I could say.